Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Jack and this is another video for History of Wargames. And today I'm going to talk to you about the Kamikaze R destroyer. The Kamikaze R destroyer was part of the Kamikaze class destroyers for the Imperial Japanese Navy. They planned to build 27. They cancelled 18 of the 27. They actually did complete the other 9, and 8 of them were lost during the Pacific War. The Kamikaze R was the only Kamikaze class destroyer who actually survived the Pacific War. The Kamikaze class vessels were an extension and improvement to an ongoing mini-class program as part of the 88 Fleet Plan. They were ordered under the 1921-1922 fiscal budget. And just like the Kawataki class, they were originally numbered, but were assigned individual names after 1928. The Kamikaze class ships were visually identical to the earlier Minikaze class. Apart from slight detail changes in the bridge and the addition of an improved 120mm 50 caliber main gun, which was designed as a dual-purpose mount. The Kamikaze class was the first destroyer class in the Japanese Navy to be built with a bridge strengthened by steel plating. This gave the vessel a higher center of gravity, and to counteract this they were built with an increased displacement and a wider beam for better stability. Although they had slightly less speed, 37.5 knots or 69.5 kilometers an hour, they were considered satisfactory compared to the Minikaze class. All the 9 Kamikaze class vessels saw combat during the Pacific War, with Hayate having the distinction of being the first Japanese destroyer to be lost in combat during that conflict. By 1944, 4 Kamikaze-class vessels had been sunk by American submarines and the 5th was lost in an air raid on Truk. In 1945, a 6th ship was sunk by submarine action. Only Harukaze and Kamikaze survived the war, but Harukaze was such in poor condition when surrendering at Sasebo that it was scrapped. The Kamikaze R destroyer continued on as a repatriation ship after it was surrendered at Singapore, but grounded off Cape Omizake in June 1964 as it was written off. So like I said before, the Kamikaze R was the only destroyer who survived the Pacific War. And that's basically the most interesting story about this ship. Next to that, of course, the names are quite interesting, because this ship had 4 names from the moment it was designed until 1928. The Imperial Japanese Navy originally planned that the Kamikaze class ships should have names, but upon completion they were given numbers due to the projected large numbers of warships the Imperial Japanese Navy expected to build through the 88 Fleet Plan. This turned out to be extremely unpopular with the crews and was a constant source of confusion in communication. In August 1928, names were assigned, but not the original names that were planned. For instance, the Kamikaze was called Kiyokaze or Soyakaze during the planning, which meant pure wind or breeze. And when it was completed, it was called Dai Chikuchikukan, which means first destroyer, and it was renamed on April 24, 1924 into Daio Chingajio Chikuchikukan, which meant number 1 destroyer instead of first destroyer. And eventually on August 1st, 1928, it got its last name, and it was called Kamikaze R, which means Godwind. And next to this, when you look at the general characteristics, there's nothing really special about this ship. Like I said, also the top speed, 37.5 knots. It was okay. It could have been faster when you look at the Russian ships. The Kiev goes up to 42 knots, so you know, it was decent but not really good. Armament, not that special at all. It had 4 Type 3 120 millimeters 50 calibers naval guns, and it had 2 7.7 millimeters machine guns, which were more used for anti-aircrafts. Okay, they did have 3 double mount torpedoes, 53 centimeters torpedoes, and they had 18 depth charges. But next to that, like I said, it's the ship is not that special. You cannot compare it to the Legends of the Sea, like the Bismarck or Tirpitz, Warspite, ships like that. But the fact that this was the only surviving ship makes it special. So now you know a little bit more about the Kamikaze R class destroyer, or the Godwind destroyer. And now it's time for me to take it out for a spin and yeah, see how it goes. I mean, I know there's a special paint job. I like it a lot though. And let's see if if you can do some real damage with this ship, or if it's more like a sitting duck in the middle of the ocean. So let's take a quick look.
General quarters. Enemy force detected. Engine boost activated. Team has taken the lead. Engine boost deactivated.
Enemy aircraft carrier sunk.
activated. Smoke generator started. Smoke screen set.
Enemy battleship foundered. We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
Alright, and that was a nice match though. Can't complain. 110k damage. 95k which were made by torpedoes, but still 110k damage is a lot for a ship like this. Yeah, so what can I say about the ship? I mean, it's a nice ship. I mean, it looks nice. That's the thing I like most of the ship. I mean, the special paint job that Wargaming did. So I'm very glad I unlocked this one with the Project R. But other than that, I mean, it's just an average ship. You can get close to other ships because of this high concealment that it has. The torps reload pretty fast. And you can actually do some heavy damage with that, like I just showed you guys. But then again, with a destroyer against a battleship or a cruiser, it's also about luck. You can get close, but the moment they see you, it means when you get one good hit, you're almost done. So a lot of luck involved there. Other than that, I'm happy with it. Took me 3 weeks to unlock it with the Project R going on. I think I'm gonna play a lot of matches with the ship, not because it's that great, but the way it looks. I just love the special paint job. They should make more of those ships in the game. So yeah, I'm going out there and try to win some more battles. So thank you for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.